Sometime yesterday, Ubisoft announced that they're going to be providing two free games for December. These two free games were World of Conflict and Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and they're totally for free as long as you download them from UPlay. You own them forever. You can play them whenever you want. It's so nice of Ubisoft in a way to do this, and there's a really good reason why they did it. They probably want you to get used to UPlay, and maybe they want to entice you to have it on your computer so that you maybe go to that platform instead of Steam. I doubt it'll happen, but still, it is something that they may be trying. The other thing is they also want to advertise basically their games, especially Assassin's Creed, and I'm referring to their new releases that are about to come out, and that's probably what they're interested in mostly as well. The fact that this game's free, you'll probably go out and download it. It's not really a brand new game, but it's pretty new. It's not old, so it's surprising to even see this, and it's a great gesture. And the point of my video was going to be what EA should do. In my opinion, EA should probably make Battlefront 2 free. And that way they can probably charge for it and then give refunds to the people that bought the game for full price. And I believe this is the only way that EA can basically get around the whole Battlefront 2 disaster that they have on their hands. And there's not pretty much anything else that they can do because they basically made a free to play game, but they're also charging you for it. And it's crazy because when you play the game, there's really nothing else it's all incentivized so that you can actually force you to buy microtransactions on the game, and you want to get these loot boxes so that you can probably play better. And it's so random and it's basically gambling that the only way that this game can be released or anyone would have fun with it at the moment is if it's a free to play game. And I know it's kind of hard for EA to go ahead and do this since they already put so much money into the game, and also we're talking about like it's being sold bundled with consoles. But I think they need to take the loss because otherwise they're going to lose way more, and their investors already disappeared on them. So I think that's pretty much the worst that's going to happen. In the end, the point is that Battlefront 2 is going to be a loss completely for them. I don't think that game's going to make them any money. And if they do want to make money with that game, the only way I think they can make money is if they make it free to play. In other words, stop printing the game, just release as a free download on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Store, and also on Steam or whatever. Just make it free, completely make it free. And then people will look at it and probably justify the fact that they have to pay to get some things for it. I do know that Overwatch is a similar kind of game with it. You actually have to buy the game and then you have to buy stuff for the game. But the thing with Overwatch is that it's also kind of skill games and you don't have to actually grind so much as you do with Battlefront just to get your characters leveled up and everything. It's a totally different kind of style, but at the same time, it's also I think because it was such a PC game and it had no association at all with any brand. I think that's the main reason Valve got away with Overwatch. I mean, well, it's the reason why the Overwatch got a pass, and for the most part, that makes sense. I think in but the fact that we have Star Wars and it's such a beloved brand and it has so many fans, and to see a game which basically forces the mainstream audience to go out there and buy stuff for it when they already paid for it. Especially like it was a premium price for a lot of people. It was almost $80, and they had to pay like almost $2,000 if they wanted to go ahead and play Darth Vader, or they have to grind for 40 hours in order to do so. And this is just was unacceptable for a lot of people, and it's totally understandable because you're paying for the game, and then the game also wants you to pay more on top of that. It's an insult. I've seen this before with other things as well. When you pay like tons, and then you pay tons to like some company, or even I feel the same way with schools. Like if you ever gone to like university, you may pay the university tons of money because you didn't have a scholarship, and they'll send you something asking for donations all the time. Like they didn't do much to help you in reality. So you're always wondering like why it's kind of insulting to get that letter. And in a sense, it's also insulting when you bought a full price game, and then you sit there and it's asking you to buy stuff like right away. It'll start to ask you to buy more stuff. Then why did you pay for it? This is the thing that EA needs to learn. When you make a free to play game, or and then you make people buy it, you're maybe making a few bucks here, but you're going to lose a whole lot of revenue that you would have gotten if you just released this game for free. If you make it for free, it's going to be accessible to a whole lot more people, and those people may want to actually buy something, even if it's small here and there. It adds up. The fact that the game's free, more people will play it, and more people will mean more chances to make money. It's the same as having a store. It's free to walk into a store, right? If you had to pay to go into a store, it's ridiculous. Like, no one would want to do it. When you have a game that's basically just full of microtransactions, and it's basically microtransactions the game, you should consider it a store. You shouldn't charge people to walk into it. Why would you do that? If you charge people to walk into your store, you're going to lose money. You're not going to make money. People may not want to go to your store just because it's you have to pay for it. But if your store happens to be free, then a lot of people will walk in. They might not buy anything, but the fact that they are there, there's a higher chance that they'll pick up something that they see and they'll walk out with it and they'll pay for it. And that's what you want. And that makes total sense. Like, even with Grand Theft Auto, like, the online portion is way more profitable than the actual game was. But the thing is, they at least made an actual game so they can charge for the game as well. But seeing how those things are just way more profitable, it makes absolutely no sense for EA to just sit there and not make this game free at the moment. They have not much to lose because the game's already going to lose money for them since no one wants to buy it. So just make it free and then put back the microtransactions. The game's broken without it, anyways. You can't. It's already too late to go back and remake this whole game. Just release it for free. I don't. I really don't know why not just do that. Refund everybody that paid for it, or give. Knowing EA, you probably will try to give them free loot boxes or something for that money, which is just a joke. But still, if you really want to get your customers back, refund the money, make the game free, and just roll in cash right after you've done that. Because like, it's a free to play Star Wars game. It's available on all your consoles. It's available on your PC. It's available anywhere you want to play it. And all you have to do is just download it, and then you can play it. And then maybe if you want, you can buy stuff. People will do it. Trust me, like, it'll be unbelievably successful. And I think that's the best way to deal with this issue at the moment. I think they've ignoring it in the way they've handled this situation is the worst way that you can do it. You've already lost the company $3 billion in a single day. It's ridiculous. Like, just release the game for free. Like, you're not gonna be able to sell this anymore. You're not gonna make a profit unless you do. And I'm pretty sure that's what EA is going to do. I just don't know. I think they're trying to figure out how to do it, and I think that's what they meant by they're gonna hold off the purchases, or they're gonna turn off the purchase of loot boxes until later on in the once they figure out something. I think what they're trying to figure out is how to make it for free, to be honest. But still, this is the only way they can actually succeed with this game. And then just don't do it again if they want to release something that you buy. Release it with microtransactions that people won't care about, but don't make the game a microtransactions game. Don't make it microtransactions the game because people will be upset. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. The Ubisoft thing was really nice, and I noticed how much Ubisoft people is a company that people just tend to hate nowadays. But the fact that they did this is already making them look better to a lot of people. So what I'm trying to say is, like, EA looks awful right now to people, and making a game for release for free and then releasing other games for free as well would totally change people's outlook on the company. I don't think EA is necessarily one of the worst companies. It tends to be. I never was a big fan of sports games, and most of the games were just sports. I remember from my childhood, so I never really cared for EA as much. But EA has become such a much bigger company, and I know people that actually work at EA. Um, and I understand that it's a company in the end, and that's why they're kind of the way they are. I really wish they didn't own so many franchises because EA is not going to be releasing the best games. They're just going to be releasing the most mainstream, most wide appeal games that you can get. They're mostly a company for profit, and they're not really thinking about the artistic side of stuff. And that's just the truth with basically all gaming industry right now. With all big game companies, they don't really care so much about what would make the game fun. It's more about how to make the game sell more, and that's one of the biggest downsides. And Ubisoft is guilty of it as well. And but releasing the games for free really turns people like their views on the company around, and it'll do more for them in the long run. So for me, like I personally would just tell EA they really need to just fix their image with the public, and then they'll see more money in the future. Anyways, that's all I have to say, guys. I hope the day treats you well. I'm signing out. Have a good day. Bye.